Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with GarciaGMHU University here. So, Sunday coaching series getting started on here. Great call for tonight. This was actually asked. This specific call was by another investor, local investor, who gave us the idea to do this. And we did something similar. I went back because I realized that we had broken a deal, and we've done a couple of deals here and there. So, but it definitely triggered more ideas, even so for Tuesdays as well. So something that I'm working on is maybe taking one of the many deals that will be available and kind of breaking it down number by number so that you can better understand it. Okay. If you have any questions, just drop it on the comments box or unmute yourself. You're welcome to and just speak up at any time. This call is for you, coaching series. So let me see. Pay attention to the chat box as well. There are advertisements we post on there, so you can keep up with them as well. But let's go ahead and get started. So good evening, Phil. Yes, sir. So, okay, breaking down the deal. And, at one point, when you're thinking about investing in mobile homes, the more deals you do, the better you get at it. As with anything, practice comes, right? More practice, you get better and better. Never perfect. But, you can't run to every deal possible. There's no way that every time a deal pops up, you can say, okay, let me go check it out. So you're going to have to start relying at one point on boots on the ground, whether it may be somebody in the area, maybe a family member, a wholesaler, a bird dog, or even park managers. I've had park managers not only go see properties, mobile homes within the park, but also outside of a park. It just depends on the relationship there and the network you have. I'm going to mute a couple people here. Nobody's being loud, but if you do want to speak up, like I said, just go ahead and mute yourself. So that being said at one point, you've got to start getting better and better by at least trying to decipher whether it's a good deal, not a good deal, based on pictures. Okay. Now, numbers. I cannot stress that enough. If the numbers don't check out, you don't have a deal. I don't care how beautiful the property may be or the location or etc. You have to make the numbers work first before you can say, okay, that's a good deal, or I can make it into a good deal. Maybe you're a phenomenal negotiator. That's okay. Don't try to press to make a deal something that's not a deal. We've seen that many times from investors where they're trying to shave numbers here and there, and they'll always do it in the wrong areas that they should not be doing it. Because I always say, you cannot lower the numbers on the labor or the material. And let me break that down slightly on that, okay? Yes, you can negotiate with your contractor, and of course the material, you're always looking for the best of deals out there for the whether it's through Craigslist, Lego, Classified, any off-site kind of media, or you are strictly clearance sections at the Home Depot or Lowe's. It does not matter. But those numbers you should already have in mind anyway, because that's what we're about to do on this presentation here. Is you're going to have to put these numbers together anyway. And as far as your contractor, you should have a set number there that already makes sense. If you need to kind of slightly negotiate with them or whatever it may be, that's one thing. But if you're talking thousands in difference, I mean, those numbers have to come down from the house, the actual investment and what you can pay on the mobile home. And this is why we work backwards. We start with as to what a mobile home move-in ready ARV goes for in a park, what it has sold in the last 30, 60, 90 days, etc. And then from there, you just start deducting. And that's how you decipher, okay, this is a good deal or it is not. The numbers are too high. But if you start trying to lower X amount of material you buy for the mobile home and X amount of labor duties, then you're going to deliver a poor product, and you cannot expect your mobile home at that point to comp with whatever sold in that mobile home park, because you did a poor job, for lack of better terms. Okay. So that being said, we're going to break numbers down and I'm going to show you. But what I was getting at is you have to get better at start looking more and more into pictures and being able to know what you're looking for. And that is only going to happen with the more you visit mobile homes, things to pay attention to so that you can do the same in a picture. But I will not ever rely on the picture, and definitely sight unseen. That's some ancient stuff that might have happened at one point. I don't suggest that ever. So let's get started with that. We had an investor. He's an investor student who had picked a mobile home specific. I had a couple of them that mentioned the city. Do one in Dublin. And then somebody said, do 519 in Dublin, which I don't know why you want me to do this one. I'm going to do it very quickly. I'll pick something different. Okay. So they wanted me to do 519 in Dublin, which is a single wide, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Year make we can get you. Wind zone is obviously a 1. We can make a whole coaching on that. Location, Dublin, Georgia. Lot rent, park grade. I can put B- on that, by the way. It's a very nice park. It's spacious. As you can see, obviously even the way the mobile home is set up, they have a decent sized yard. They do have a pool, a playground, but of course, because of the conditions, they are closed at this time. So, but anyway, the actual mobile home in itself, if I was getting this more so as a deal, okay, and this is what we're looking at. And again, I don't know why you want me to do this, because this one is, there's nothing wrong here. I got a better one for y'all, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one real quick. Okay. So if I was looking at this as a deal, somebody presented me, hey, I have a mobile home for sale. Okay. Located here, here's the size, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Immediately, I'm looking from the top to the bottom, which is the same thing you do in person, top to the bottom. Now, I can't see the roof, but I can see that it's metal on metal. One of my favorites. Why? Because it's very easy to repair both inside and outside. If the roof is leaking, you're talking a few $100s versus shingles, a couple thousand. Okay, so I'm already interested right away, but I do want to see the inside. Okay, so from what I can see out here, metal doesn't look all beat up. There's no holes everywhere. Nothing for me to be in alarming about. Now I can't zoom very much on here, so okay, just going by what it is. And again, boots on the ground will be happening. So, but all right, now these I've already seen myself. I've been in them. I took these pictures, so I know what I looked at on here. But again, once you get on the inside, top to the bottom. So I want to look at the ceiling. I couldn't really see the roof, so I don't know if it's leaking, if there's soft spots up there. I'm not sure. But as soon as I get into the home, that is the first thing I'm looking. Ceilings. And as you can see, I don't see anything alarming. See a section here? That's just paint. There's nothing going on up there. Okay. So again, it's checking out so far, so good. Then I move on to the walls. Any and everywhere any mobile home can leak, pay attention. Windows, door trims, door seals. Okay. I want to make sure that there's no leaks around there. And windows are notorious for, especially if they have window units. I yet to see somebody, a homeowner, put a window unit that's actually put on right. There is a way to put a window unit into the window that is actually done right, and most people do not, which means that they allow water to get in from around. Even the AC unit itself leaks where it should not be, and it starts going into and around the window, which creates damage, of course. Not so much as to what I can see on the outside, but there's always in between both walls, insulation. If it looks bad from in here or even outside, what does it look like in between? Okay, keep in mind that. But anyway, keep it on moving. So, I mean, this one here. Okay, all in all, it needs a cleanup. That's what this mobile home needs. There's a couple little tears of vinyl that we saw that can be easily re-adhesive, re-lay down. There's no damages there. There was no leaks anywhere inside the mobile home. I mean, this is about what it looks like when a mobile home checks out. This vinyl here, I've never been a fan of these little squares. I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money, and they look horrible. And after a few months, this is what happens. There's no need for that. Not to mention, if you do have particle board underneath and you have this going on, this cracking and lifting, any moisture, any water that you let hit the floor, which, hey, this is a bathroom, it's going to happen, then you're ruining the entire floor. So get rid of this garbage. Here, we're going to lay actual vinyl, which looks more like a roll, like this, or this, or this. Multiple layers of flooring we got here. Okay. And overall, nothing. There's nothing here. It's a simple cleanup. Get in, get out. Even a housekeeper can take care of this. A little touch ups. I'd say go ahead and add a stove while you're at it. Typically not appliances for, but being the budget, being what it's being sold for, $27.50, it's there. I mean, my gosh, you're going to be well under numbers. This is what deals checked out. I make a lot of reels now, and I got my son getting me into TikTok. So that's happening. So I'm starting to make more and more of these videos. And one of the videos, because I want to answer these questions quicker and quicker. And it's these little things is what do you think it's going to take for this and that to invest in, etc. And one of the videos I was making was I was talking about flooring. So definitely keep up with our videos that we have along on YouTube. The ones on Reels and that, craziness there is more a little kind of interest too. But pay attention to those because I'm breaking down flooring a lot more on that. But all in all here, this investment checks out. Okay. I'm going to move on to one that we can actually break down. Any questions on that, by the way? Y'all stop me while I'm looking for this other one. Was it 24 single one? Nope, it was the other one. Okay. This is more of an investment. This, people walk in. Some people don't even walk in. They open the door and this is not for me. That's what they would say. Okay. Now, I kind of enlarged the pictures a little bit too much here. I hope y'all can see. Okay. And they're going to look the same. So we're going to do the best on that right away. Okay. Numbers. It does not really matter where it's at. Some of you may already be investing out of state or other cities, depends on where you're at. Okay. I have a lot of investors out of California, Texas, New York, that they invest here in Georgia. And the reason why is the numbers are better. But even so, the numbers still have to check out. ROIs, returns on your investments. That's the numbers that you need to pay attention to. You need to know what the markets are. What are the markets? ARVs, what are mobile homes being sold in this area? And by in this area, I do refer to as a park. Think about it like real estate. You wouldn't compare a house here and 3 miles later to another one, right? Same thing here. What are in a community park, in a mobile home park, what are mobile homes being sold for? Okay, I got alerts. What's happening? They cannot see. Okay, y'all bear with me. All right, Facebook, y'all just gonna have to get on Zoom. Okay. I can't shift these screens. So anyway, pay attention to the numbers. ARVs, move-in readies, last 30, 60, 90 days. Okay. That's the numbers that I want to start with. After that, I want to know what the rental rates are in the area. I want to know what the lot rents are in the area. When you get those three numbers right there alone, you're going to be able to decipher what is a good deal and what is not. Okay. So learn those. Too many people are getting into mobile homes and you don't even know the numbers, but you like the mobile home. That's challenging. Okay. I can't say much on that. Bear with me, y'all. I got a few people trying to get in, and Facebook, like I said, please join us on Zoom. I cannot shift my screen, so that's you're gonna have to look at the Zoom right there. Okay. So this mobile home, another single wide 2-bedroom, 2-bath located in Macon, Georgia. Nice community park here. The lot rent, as you can see, is $300. Home is being sold for only $1,500. That's what I was gonna say about the real. People are asking me, where can I find deals? There's no deals out there. I can't locate them. I'm just trying to look. I keep mentioning, come to our Let's Do Deals. Yeah, but I didn't really like the ones you have on there. Okay, well, if it's for you and you're trying to live in it, that's one thing. But if it's for investing, like they were mentioning, and that's what the reel was about, was go check out these, because these check out. One thing that a lot of investors and even students, I think, are forgetting is, when I got started, I heard no's every other minute because nobody wanted to work with me. One, I didn't know what I was doing. But two, they didn't care to sublease. They didn't care for investors. I didn't know exit strategy. So all I knew was, hey, I wanted to buy and rent it. They didn't care for that. With our investments, it's already checked out. The park owners, park manager, they understand our concept and they want us there. They want our investors, our students. Subleasing, A-okay. Rent to own, that's plenty fine. So, to see deals like this with numbers like this and you don't know where to get deals, I'm going to move on. Okay. Getting into the home, again, top to bottom. Okay, so I'm already checking out the siding, checking out the vinyl, even the skirting. Skirting I've never been too concerned with. And the reason behind it is obviously skirting does go on a mobile home, but it's not part of the mobile home. You can remove that, you can add it, you can add different things. If you had it on a piece of parcel real estate, you would have a foundation, more so brick or whatever you want on that. Okay, so it's technically in a way not part of the mobile home. I'm not too concerned about this, not to mention it is very cheap to put a skirting around the mobile home. I'd say a couple $100 you can put an entire skirting. Now that does not mean actual mobile home skirting. We use specific ones. Send me a message on that. I'll break that down. Getting inside the mobile home. This would definitely scare the majority of the people. I mean, it is a lot of damage that you see from the get-go, and you just see this overwhelming. Again, start from the top to the bottom. Look at the ceiling. Do you see any damages on top at this time? I see one right here, a little bit right here. Sections on these corners. Okay, this whole living room section into the kitchen on the other side, I see nothing, and that's great. Okay, you keep checking out the roof. In the bathroom, no damages. Here's another visual of that top right corner I just showed you. So you have damages happening here, and a lot of this is as to what you would imagine is malicious. There's no real damage here, no more so than somebody who got evicted, was a tenant, tended to just, they made it a little more distressed than the home needed to be at the time. Okay. But okay, I'm going to start adding numbers at this point. Now I'm not writing these down. If y'all want to write them down, that's fine. Okay. I ask all investor students, spend some time at Home Depot, spend some time at Lowe's. I did this many, many weekends when I first got started. And the reason behind it was I wanted to learn what the prices were on all these pieces of material. I'm always going to try to get them off market, try to get them on clearance, on sales, etc. If I can get it for free, even better, right? Any penny out of pocket is every penny's got to go back in before the ROIs can check out. So remember that. I don't want to spend any more than I need to. Even if I am going to get it back, I don't want to spend more than I had to. Always try to save. That's mobile home investing. But if I had to invest solely in Home Depot or Lowe's, Okay, I would say, what are the prices to these things? Okay, what does a toilet cost? $100. Countertop, 130. Countertop, you know, all these things you can start listing back to back to back. And what do they cost? The more you know every number, the quicker it's going to make you, the more reactive you're going to be able to make an offer when you're out there looking for it. Remember, if you have to go home and think about it and put some numbers together, by the time you're doing all these configuring, trying to put together all this quote, this bid for the seller, another investor has came by and I've already made an offer. So you're wasting time. And this is why you need to know your markets. You need to know your numbers. You need to know what things cost so that as you're going down the line, by the time I walk through a mobile home, I usually have a fair idea of, okay, I'm looking at about $2,000 worth of material. That's material alone. Then I'm looking at about maybe another $1,500, $2,000 on labor, plus the home, plus the holding, plus the insurance, plus the utilities. You see, you're adding, you're adding, you're adding. And now when he or she or they want 10,000, I know how to counter that because I know what I'm talking about and I know the market. So I know what it would resell moving ready after I put all the money into it, right? So start adding all these walls, okay? If I need how many sheets of sheetrock, if that's what you decide to use, you know, there's different material you can use. You can go to the same stuff that was in the mobile home, particle cardboard, I'll call it. There are sheets for that, and they're about 15 bucks, by the way. So one sheet, probably about this section here, and another section here. So you start adding these. How many sheets, okay? How much damage are you looking on here as well? Now, the exterior, there's no damage. So a lot of this, even when you're looking at stuff like right here, bare, that is aluminum from the side, from the outside. So there's no insulation. You're seeing the actual 2x4s or 2x3s, whatever is here. You need to re-insulate it. You need to put new sheetrock, new cardboard pieces, if that's what you choose, and you're good to go. Paint it or not, if you decide to keep it, whatever the material the mobile home would be. I personally like the way it comes, by the way. The cardboard sheets that you can buy, a lot of them have different designs, a lot of them much like a wallpaper, and some even have that wood color. I like that. So whatever, you know, that's your decision. Here is some sheetrock that somebody's already tried to put on this wall. Not very good of a job, of course, and doesn't look so bad here, but I've been in the mobile home. Okay, this is all just damaged, malicious. So all this would have to be repaired, replaced. Depends on what you decide to do. Keep in mind doors. So notice there's no doors on here. A lot of these. What does a door cost? Home Depot, 30 bucks. Okay, door handles, 10 bucks. So you see how we're adding. Quickly start adding these numbers and keep going. The flooring, most of this is already lumber. So somebody got rid of the particle, which is terrible stuff. Particle board, we don't need that. And a lot of this, what you're seeing, is already lumber. So you notice that as bad as this project looks, there's not that much going on here, okay? And only an investor who can put these numbers together is going to be able to figure that out. There's no 2x4s that are broken. I'm not seeing no damages there. There's no real damages anywhere in the ceiling, on the walls, other than all these put back together. That's what you're doing, putting it back together. Keep in mind, at the end of all putting back together, structuring it right, you're going to have the vinyl or the carpet. I don't use carpet anymore. We're done with carpet. We use vinyl all throughout, and it's usually the same thing. One reason for that is vinyl is cleaner, obviously. And if you buy in bulk, which we do at a Home Depot or Lowe's, for instance, you know, you can get the whole roll for how much and save money. Quick little tip on that, by the way. If you do go to Home Depot and or Lowe's to get a roll of vinyl, which is an entire roll, you know, they only have them there 12 feet wide. So 12 feet wide by whatever length the roll may be, you know, remaining. But you can order. Let's say you have a 16 by 80 mobile home. All right, if I have a 16 by 80 and they only have 12 foot wide, does that mean I'm gonna have to piece them, put bridges on it, and now it's gonna look weird, it's gonna look silly? Well, if the contractor doesn't know what he's doing, yeah, it will look silly, especially if they put a bridge. That we've seen that just the other day in Belgium, and it makes no sense. But okay, but you can order 16 foot wide. So there you go, pre-order, and these are things that you can do before you even take the investment. So just little things like that go a long way. But getting into other sections of the home, I'm all over the place. Okay, so the kitchen countertops is obviously going to happen, which that again, hey, visit Craigslist, Let Go, Classified. A lot of people are giving free. We have a mobile home we're rehabbing in one of Robbins with one of our investors, and we have not bought a single piece of cabinets, and that home had none. Okay, no cabinets, top bottom, and people were giving them away. They took a ride and went and got them. So there you go. By the time we paint and put them up there, they will look great. Here's the thing about anything that comes from a stick-built house, by the way. If somebody rehabs their stick-built house and they have material laying around that the contractor failed to take with them, and you can come and get it for free for one, if it came out of a house, it usually looks pretty good in a mobile home. Okay, you can paint it, you can leave it. I don't know what it may look like, but again, it will look good in the mobile home. So countertops will definitely be needed. Insulation again, cardboard, and you're good in this section. Moving forward, here we go. This is a good section to look at. When I walk into a mobile home, after I've seen the exterior, looked at the roof and seeing what I can, if I can, okay, you're not always able to, and then walk into the mobile home, I'm looking at the ceiling. I want to see and make sure that there's no major leaks, holes. You know, if it has sunlight that was naturally made, it's probably not a good thing. So pay attention to that, which you will. But then I want to find the panel box, the electrical box. Electrical will be a make or break kind of deal. If you have to rewire an entire mobile home, which you will if all the wires are pulled out from the box and it just looks tampered beyond belief kind of thing, no electrician is going to come in there and say, well, let me find where, how far they cut back the wires and try to piece them back together. That is a nightmare. When they see all kinds of wires pulled out and tampered, etc., they're going to say, well, I'm just going to have to run new wires throughout the home. And that's the best way to do it, really. But you're talking thousands. Where are your numbers based on the home? By the time you invest in the mobile home, the material, the holding, etc., and you have an additional few thousand on electrical, I can't see that being a good deal. Okay. Again, it just depends on where the numbers are. Maybe you got the mobile home for free, but I'm telling you from experience, you know, if you have to run X amount of electrical, it gets pricey real quick. So pay attention to the panel box. This one right here, as you can see, it looks like it's bare. And it is. It's missing. But all the wires are there. All the wires are right under there. I wish I would have got a bigger picture. They try to do cut, you know, which people, not as many people cut wire and copper anymore, which is interesting. You know, that's a great thing, by the way. Don't nobody get an idea is listening to this. But if you have to rewire just a panel box, it may look scarier than it actually is. We are getting another double wide in Warner Robins as well, and that's exactly what happened. The resident decided to leave, and again, malicious act, they took the entire panel box and breakers. So they left nothing behind, just wire sticking out everywhere. I'm okay with that, because to get a new panel box, you're talking about $100, $150. That's it, $100, $150 for a whole new panel box. Then you have the breakers. How much are breakers? Okay, there's different size breakers on here. You have the main and you have the normal ones, normal size breakers. I actually have a couple breakers in here in the office somewhere. But anyway, $15, $20, maybe $30 for the main ones. So you can see, yes, you have quite a few there to buy, maybe 10 breakers total in a double wide, maybe 12 total. It just depends on how many. But you're talking about maybe $300 tops to redo an entire panel box. That's not a deal breaker. Okay, that will scare the average Joe mobile home investors trying to go, oh, that looks too scary. I don't want to get in here. That's fine. We know what we're looking at, what we're talking about. And if you need to bring a contractor, don't ever assume. Bring a contractor with you. The more you look at these mobile homes, the more they're going to make sense, the more you're going to be able to break these numbers down and see, yes, I can do something with this, or no, I can't do this, something with this. But you have to know what you're talking about. And a contractor, somebody that you trust, bring them with you and they can tell you, this is not what you're going to want. And hey, I've been in mobile homes before where I've missed a couple things that they caught and thought, wow, thank gosh they caught those kind of issues. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Windows around bathrooms. One thing, you know, I don't know what's worse, a window around the bathroom tub or carpet. Even new mobile homes are still coming out with carpet in bathrooms. I don't understand, but yes, this, if I can, I'm going to just get rid of it. Okay. If not, if it can be fixed, then go ahead. You know, you got light in here, but nothing major that needs to be fixed in here. Same thing here. You know, all this is just mess, trash, just laying around. Trash is probably the number one reason why people move away from a deal. Let me show you real quick. Was it 2420? Nope. This right here. This is an example of a mobile home that needs little to no rehab. But look how much trash bags, and it is full of trash bags. I mean, you can't even hardly walk to the back. People walk in here, oh, this is not a good deal. This is a dumpster and a handyman and about $500 worth. So good example of why somebody's passing up on a deal that is how much? $1,500 with the numbers that it looks like, ROIs that come up to this. But people are thinking, oh, that's dirty. Well, if you're looking for a move-in ready, that's not going to be a deal. Back to the presentation here. So any questions so far? I know I'm kind of all over the place here, just showing you different things. And yes, absolutely. Mold. Thank you, Prem. See what other questions. Yeah, if you have mold in the home and you can just about smell this, if you have health issues and you immediately notice mold, I suggest that you do not walk through the property, especially a mobile home that's been sitting. There's a joke where mobile homes are like a cardboard box. They hold all the heat, or they hold the heat in the home. They don't hold cold air. Okay. But if there's mold, I mean, it just traps it. It smells. You do not want to be dealing with that. So that's definitely a health hazard. If it is full of mold, full of everywhere, I would say that can get to a certain point where it can be a make or break as well. It is definitely something that needs to be treated very well, done right, because it's a health issue, health hazard again. Okay. Thank you for that, friend. Let's see here. Any other questions? Okay. Numbers on this. Let's do the numbers real quick. 4. And okay, Facebook, I have to use my calculator. So I'm gonna have to end the call here. Please join us on Zoom if you can. You got the link there. All right. So let's talk a little bit about exit strategies real quick. And I'm going to use the same one that I'm presenting on here. ROI, the calculator I use for those of you wondering, it's called ICON, ICON, ICON ROI calculator. It's a simple calculator. Any ROI would work. All right, so let's say we have $1,500 into the mobile home. That's just the investment itself. You got insurance, you have holding, which is lot rent, another $300. Let me write that down before I forget. Okay, so you have $300 for lot rent. That's the holding. You have insurance, let's say $200, $200, and that's going to be for multiple months, by the way. That's not 1 month. And then you have utilities. You have to connect power. You have to have water, obviously, especially if you have the contractor there. No, I do not want them working solely off their generators. I'm glad they have them, but they're not going to be able to tell me if every light works in the house or every. You just can't check without utilities there. You have to have utilities. Okay. Now, if you do call the city, you can have the landlord set up so you don't have to get utilities for like yourself. So let's just say another $150 on that. Okay, and then you have the mobile home at $1,500. Estimated on this mobile home here, I have around 3 to 4K. Let's just go ahead and say 4,500. High numbers. Okay, I want to add all those numbers up because I want to see what the total is. We have 4,500 plus 1,500 plus 200. 6,650. Remember what I said a few videos back about we now have, and I posted a couple funny pictures people found humorous anyway. It was the increase of material. Years ago, I could get into a mobile home for a quarter of the final resale value. So if I could sell for 20K, I was typically in for about 5,000. I still try very hard for those numbers, of course. It just takes a little bit more time. But with the inflation of material, it has gone up. I tell people, investors, students, if you can be all in into a mobile home, all in for 1/3 of the final resale, you're still in a good deal. These numbers add up to 6,650. Okay, I'm going to try to beat those numbers either way. If I'm going to rehab this, I want to be at 5,000. But does that not put you at 1/3 of the final resale? Yes, it does, and that's where the cutoff is at. So this part of knowing your numbers, I cannot offer 3,000 for the mobile home because it'll put me way over. So I need to reduce the numbers, and you're at a perfect number at 1,500. So let's go do those numbers. Okay, ROI calculator again, 6,650. Let's say exit strategy. Don't forget that comes in account. In a month, let's do 2 months. That means coming in, taking the mobile home, rehabbing it, putting it back on the market, reselling it, and we're out of there. We're going to do a flip on this. This is an example. Okay, so 2 months total. And we sell it for 19,000. Cash. They brought me cash over here. That's good. All right, you're looking at an ROI of 185.71%. That's not real estate numbers. The numbers are lower. The risks are lower. The entry's lower, and the rewards are higher. All right. So again, when you're talking about these numbers, these are the things that you want to pay attention. So when you're looking at these deals like this, for instance, stop looking at all these damages and saying, that's a big mess. There's holes all over here. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like how this is structured. This is what you need to be paying attention to. The ROIs. What is the final cost? What is my total in material, in labor, in holding, in the home? 6,650. What is my final? Once I get in, get out, what am I looking at? 19,000, give or take, 185.71% ROI. That's why mobile homes check out each and every time. Okay. We don't look at mobile homes through our heart. We look at them through our mind. What makes sense? That's what my coach would say. Some of you out here know who I'm talking about. Questions? Nobody has any questions. I'm a great coach. I'm going to start doing some of this similar to on Tuesdays, by the way. This is what I was referring to on Let's Do Deals. A lot of people ask many times as to, hey, can you do the same on other deals? And of course, you know, we try to always help you try to put these numbers together. And most times than not, I already have those numbers anyway. Just something that I figured out. Because if something is just not a good deal on there, I'm not even going to put it on the sheet. Just I'm not going to waste our time on that. Martha, let me know if my numbers were off. I try to add on here, you know, math is not my strong suit. That's why I carry a calculator with me. But okay, so any questions on things to pay attention? I'm trying to put other things to keep in mind, of course. You know, if a mobile home is a newer one, obviously you would get it for higher numbers. You're probably not going to get it at a 1,500 number. But think about if it does have shingles, for instance. You know, I love newer mobile homes. I love the vinyl siding. All those are good, but those not always check out. My favorite have always been, and will probably always be, metal on metal. They are the easiest to rehab from inside out. They're the least costly. If the roof again is leaking, it is very easy to fix. It is simple as a reseal. What is a reseal on a metal on metal roof, by the way? It means that you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you can buy a 5-gallon bucket worth of reseal, almost like a silicone tar looking stuff. It used to be just black. They have it in white now, and somebody said other colors. You keep in mind, you're going to be painting the roof, so why would you want to go different colors? But anyway, you get up there with your contractor, you get that 5-gallon bucket, you get a mop, you clean that area up, and you mop the entire roof. You reseal it. Okay, that's where the name comes from. You reseal the actual roof. And once it is done dry, you're talking about maybe it is estimated 7 to 12 year new roof. And that's a bragging thing, because when you go to resale, you can say, hey, it technically has a new roof, right? And it does. For the next 10 years, they're not going to have to worry about a leak. Little tip on that. A lot of people like to ask me about what kind of silicone to use around the windows. I can't get them to stop leaking. If you have reseal that works on the roof, it probably works around the windows. Use it. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? $89. What is that, Prim? Is that the reseal? What's your average holding time that you can calculate your numbers? I would say 2 months on average, if that's what you're referring to, holding the actual mobile home from start to finish. Prim, what do you mean $89? Is that what the resale bucket is now? It was $100. It went up to $125 at one point, which is not bad. That's a whole roof. Wow, $89. Y'all get with Prim. He knows where to get $89 worth of 5-gallon bucket reseal. So that's good. Good deal. It gets better and better. And hey, lumber numbers are down as well. We noticed that. So is PVC. So we might be onto something here. All right, it is past 8:30, so we can stick around for another minute. I have a couple announcements to make. If you have any additional questions on this, please go ahead and post them on there. I'll make sure I answer them before we leave. But all right, a couple of announcements. Definitely, you know, this was a good call. I love these calls. I wish we had a longer time because we would have went a little more specific. This is more like an hour and a half call if we really broke it down specific by specific, you know, section by section. And that's what you have to do. You cannot rush through a review of a mobile home. Okay, assumption, you're setting up for disaster, so don't do that. We have a new rep working for GMHU that will be contact most of you, I'm sure. She is starting with Let's Do Deals page, which is about 4,000 follower subscribers. Thank y'all for that, by the way. And she's basically going down the line and trying to bring you onto coaching. Some of you already do coaching, so if you do, disregard. But her name is Spiza. Location is actually Pakistan. We use a lot of international for a lot of this. So I know a couple of students mentioned, well, it looked like scam. She was from Pakistan, etc. So Feiza, F-E-I-Z-A. If she calls you, messages you, it's legit. Okay, so that pointing that out. Next shadow event. A couple people have asked, when and where is the next shadow event coming up? Yes, the next shadow event is going to be probably pretty big. That is the last one before we go into a 2-day shadow event, which is most likely going to start in October if everything checks out. If not November, it'll be a 2-day event from there on. But This next one is going to be most likely in Central Georgia again, or East Georgia. We don't know yet. We'll have specifics on that. We'll kind of give you an idea, either Warner Robins, Macon, or Dublin. So to be exact, we'll give you that, a week in advance. So pay attention to that. September 18th. We like to keep it on the third week of the month. We have been doing good at that at this time, and I think we're just going to carry on with that. Second week of the month, we do the meetup in Beaufort. That's going to change starting next month, but this month we're going to go and keep it at the Taco Mac in Beaufort. So let us know, and check out our meetup. Our meetup.com. I don't get onto very much. I kind of disregarded, but all the updates also get posted on that as well. So check that out for us. And then let me see what else I got for you. The meetup. It's 12 to 1:30. 12 to 2 is typically what we go to. And that is, we're not selling anything there. We're simply networking. A lot of this is to what we went on here. Those are things that you can come out there, network with us, a room full of people that are all on the same thing, either real estate and mobile homes, or getting into mobile homes. So just a nice group to come out and network with. Pass out your business card, right? That's from 12 to 2. What else I got? Tuesdays, you already know that's the Let's Do Deals. We have quite a bit of inventory, waiting on a couple things on Florence, which I visited. Wow, that was a long drive. I visited Florence, South Carolina last week, Thursday to be exact, and I've reviewed over 22 mobile homes. I'm thinking about 20 of those are a go. So we're waiting to hear back from the owner. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have that and we can upload them on Tuesday. Spartanburg is another one we're visiting this week, but it'll also be on Thursday. So that'll go into the following. Got a bid on those. A lot of good investments that are going to come out of that, by the way. And then, of course, Tennessee, we're still going back and forth. Starting to think Tennessee park owners, y'all are a little slow for us. Okay, we need these deals now. So we'll leave that at that. So that's Tuesday at 7 p.m. Let's Do Deals. Okay, definitely join us on that. Those continue to be free calls at this time. Get them while they are. And these deals, guys, again, I cannot stress you. These deals right here, I have a couple of JV partners on here that I'm looking at on the screen, and y'all are taking serious initiatives. So awesome for that. But some of y'all are still waiting around, kind of waiting for that quotations perfect deal, which no such thing. And you're passing up on deals like what we just showed. The numbers check out. The deal is there. The parks allow subleasing. They are friendly to investors. I don't know what the hesitation is. Okay. All right. Let me see. Cassandra, yes, ma'am. I love Tennessee. Okay. Do you have a comment on multiplying and the timeline for that? Well, what are we talking about that, Martha? Let me go back and see if I missed what is the average holding? Martha, can you be specific on that? Meanwhile, what about moving the mobile home to another lot? We have many mobile homes that can be moved, but if you look at the Let's Do Deal sheet, we have a lot of inventory and a lot more there that can be moved. So if you're looking for more something for you to bring to a land or a mobile home park pad, let us know where it's located. We'll try to find something closest to you. Obviously, we'd like to reduce the price of the transportation as low as possible for you. But we can definitely get you whatever you need on that. Okay. How to accelerate your portfolio. That was the thing that was supposed to be part of this call, as a matter of fact. Let's do that next Sunday. Next Sunday, I want to show you how to take one deal, one investment, and multiply it into 3, 4, or even 5, and then keep going. Okay, that's going to be a good call, and there was no way I could squeeze that in this because I could have kept going for another 30 minutes on this solely. Next call, we're going to do it on how to multiply. We don't add another deal and another deal. We multiply. If you got one deal going, by the time you get out of that one, you should be able to get at least 3. And then out of those 3 out of each one of those. So you can see how quickly you can start doing it. I like to carry a portfolio of at least 100 RTOs that I collect on a monthly basis, and so should you. Think about passive income. You can do wholesale, you can flip, you can move them, you can do whatever you want to get creative with. But one thing that never stops is our bills. Bills keep coming every month, and so should your passive income. So learn how to do that, and you do that by multiplying. We'll do that next week, Martha. Sent you a cheaper resale on text 53 Lowe's. Who's texting me? Somebody said sent you a cheaper roof resale for $53 at Lowe's. Thank you. I will definitely check that text out, and I will blast it for everybody to have. $50 roof. That's what that means. Insane. All right. Well, that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for joining us. If you missed some of this, we'll put it on YouTube and you can catch the recap. Till Tuesday. Hope to see you all there. Thank you.